The one justification for the possibility that he might want a pardon is the scamming of the American taxpayer for nearly $250 million. Last week, we had some fun poking the bear a little. Well, last week, I had a little fun poking the bear related to Corey Lewandowski and Kristi Noem and their torrid, years-long alleged affair. And the reason is because these people claim to be mighty righteous Christians, obsessed with family values and all of the nonsense, and they're just liars and hypocrites. They want you to live a certain way while they go on and live however they want to, while giving you edicts from on high. And that doesn't just, that doesn't stop at the family values thing. These people are hypocrites in many, many other ways, including fraud, waste, and abuse, and enriching yourself off the federal government. In conservative media, again, taking a swipe at Corey Lewandowski, again, really driving home, even after she's gone, that Kristi Noem was not doing the job while she was there. I hope that there are reporters who are looking into this $220 million boondoggle, this commercial shoot that she did, horseback out in front of Mount Rushmore and putting on all kinds of cosplay outfits like she's some steely-eyed urban assault raid warrior. All of it's nonsense. And I hope that there are journalists out there. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to the point here. I hope that there are journalists out there who are going to look into this particular deal, this contract, this no-bid contract with a company that just formulated just hours before the bid went out and then secured the contract for $250 million. And I want the press to be looking, how much of that money went to Corey Lewandowski? How much of that money went to Kristi Noem? Where are their offshore accounts that are just brimming with public money? Maybe the New York Post is on it. Maybe. I would suspect more like the Washington Post or the New York Times. But here is a wild headline from someone about someone from, again, the New York Post. This is owned by Rupert Murdoch, a sister company of Fox News. The untold reason Kristi Noem's alleged lover, Corey Lewandowski, did whatever the fuck I want at DHS. They are reporting that Corey Lewandowski repeatedly said this to people under the employ of the Department of Homeland Security. And the reason is I can do whatever I want because Donald Trump will pardon me if I get caught. It's not unexpected. It is not surprising, but I maintain that we should always continue to reuse the word, maintain our shock at the level of impropriety and unethical, immoral behavior on the part of these ghouls. So they're so confident in their ability to never have consequence that they're going around telling people this. And it's not one or two sources or three or four sources. There are many, many sources in this article. Embattled Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem's top aide and alleged lover, Corey Lewandowski, bragged that he can do whatever, quote unquote, he wanted as a powerful federal official because he believed President Trump would pardon him, the Post has learned. The political pit bull, yeah, you see what I mean? This is what I mean by conservative media. They still want to paint this little boy in a man's body or a man in a little boy's body, depending on your perspective of what Corey Lewandowski looks like. They still want to paint him as some frothing boy. He's a pit bull. He's just a scammer and a liar and a grifter and a emulation of what Donald Trump is. The political pit bull made the remark on multiple occasions tied to his work as a special government employee, sources revealed, in the wake of the DHS duo's downfall. Quote, "I'm not worried. I do whatever the fuck I want. DJT will pardon me," Lewandowski told one of the Post sources last year, making the flippant aside during a discussion about official actions. Another source said Lewandowski, who is expected to leave the department this month alongside Noem, was telling people, this is a quote, was telling people he was going to get a pardon so he didn't have to worry. 4 other sources who have worked with Lewandowski said they didn't hear the remark, but that it sounded like something he would say, citing their experience with him. Lewandowski denied, claiming he was free to act with impunity. Never said that, never asked for a pardon, have no reason to receive one, he told the Post. Both sources who recounted Lewandowski's pardon boast heard it as an all-encompassing declaration of immunity from a wide range of alleged professional and personal misconduct, exemplifying what critics view as a years-long power trip. Now, you may ask yourself, if you are prone to give fairness and charity to these Nazi collaborators, why would he have a reason to ask for a pardon? After all, if he's committing no crimes, there would be no need to seek a pardon or float that idea out there. And the one thing that we keep coming back to, the one justification for the possibility that he might want a pardon, is the scamming of the American taxpayer for nearly $250 million. Fraud on a scale that we rarely see in the federal government from one particular person. There's obviously fraud, waste, and abuse and programs where scammers get involved, and on wide scales they take advantage. But we're talking about $220 million for a single commercial set filmed by this company that had never been a company before the bid went out. This is from NBC News. We'll switch reporting here. Trump has questioned aides about Corey Lewandowski's role in DHS ad campaign, sources say. The $220 million ad campaign was at the center of a pair of contentious congressional hearings last week that led in part to Trump's decision to fire Kristi Noem as Homeland Security Secretary. You see, when Donald Trump is president of the United States, he's the mob boss. And if you're going to be raking in the cash through some kind of a scam, you got to kick up to the mob boss. And if you don't, you're out. Donald Trump thinks of himself as a Tony Soprano type of character. And when Paulie Walnuts isn't kicking up to Tony, there's a problem. And that's where we find ourselves now in this NBC reporting. President Donald Trump has peppered aides in recent days about whether longtime advisor Corey Lewandowski profited personally from a $220 million advertising campaign featuring Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, who was fired last week, according to 3 people familiar with his conversations. Quote, he's mentioned the ad several times, a senior White House official said, referring to Trump asking questions about Lewandowski's role in the ad contract. Donald Trump at no point has ever said, I disapprove of that. What he does say is, I didn't know about it. And therein lies the problem. What isn't said tells you a lot more in this case than what was said. He wanted a kickback. He wanted a little taste, as the vernacular in The Sopranos goes. He wants a taste of that action. And he didn't get it, so she got shit canned, he got shit canned, and we will see whether or not investigations provide the information that I believe they will find. I have no evidence of it, only common sense and my ability to recall the many decades of following politics, the many scamsters and liars and fraudsters and thieves in the Republican Party. And the Democrat Party has them too, of course. But it seems to be the order of the day for Republicans now. It's a feature, not a bug. It's standard operating procedure for these people to enrich themselves off of the taxpayer while simultaneously whining and bemoaning fraud, waste, and abuse. Doge, led by Elon Musk, while he is raking in billions of dollars in government contracts. GTFO. H. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, what do you think? I invite you to this conversation. Let's have it in the comments below. That'll help trigger the algorithm to start sharing this content like it has stopped doing over the course of many weeks. Our views are down. Subscriptions have stalled. I would ask you, if you are not subscribed, to subscribe if I bring you value. If I'm just somebody that you watch for a laugh because of my stupid face or the sound that comes out of my mouth when I open it, maybe not for you. But if you do appreciate what I do, make sure you're subscribed, share and like this video, comment on this video, do all the things that makes the algorithm happy, and go over to Facebook and like and follow the Facebook page, Dollemore Daily. I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.